Hello guys, welcome to the Delivery Room podcast. The mic is on.
The room is sacred.
Let's talk. Welcome back guys again for another episode. So it's your girl Olivia.
And it's your girl Claudia.
And we are
back with another one.
Yes, yeah.
Just want to say thank you so far to everyone that's followed us on all whatever social media platforms, liked, shared, interacted, commented. We're so grateful.
Yeah, it doesn't go unnoticed.
Yes, we hope that we continue to keep you guys here, and you guys stay
forever.
And continue this journey with us. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
So we're gonna start. I'm gonna start asking you a little question as we do.
Yeah.
So between the two of us, who's most likely to fall asleep in the staff room?
That's such an unfair question because you know
we know who the culprit is, but. That girl.
Me, okay. One thing about me, I'm going to use my break to sleep. Like, I will rather scoff my food down in 30 minutes, 20 even.
10. And then you be sleeping.
And spend the rest sleeping. Right. One thing about me, I think everyone at work would probably agree.
Yes, everyone would agree. Who's most likely to order food on a night shift?
Okay. You. Olivia's always trying to convince us to order food on the night.
Only because I never have time to bring food.
Okay, well, I'm kind of shifted, but we're both night shift bandits.
Yeah. Night shifts.
I've switched because I care about my mental health now.
Yeah, we could deal with that another time.
But we're both night shift bandits. So Olivia here is always convincing us to order food on a night.
Because we need some energy.
Anyway,
yeah,
definitely.
Okay, cool. Next one. What is something all midwives say, or a common phrase midwives say during labour or care? Something every midwife
keep
has
it coming, keep it coming.
Push.
Keep it coming when a woman's pushing.
Yeah, everyone says that.
I'm sure that's a global thing.
Yeah.
I might just make my own one so I can be a unique individual.
We're going to say, keep it coming. What else can you say?
Come on.
You always say that. Push, come on, don't stop.
It always comes down to one of those phrases.
And then the classic, everyone says, sharp scratch.
Yeah, I feel like that's a universal healthcare thing. Sharp scratch.
And then you get your little injection. But yeah, okay. Yeah. Right, let's dive into it then.
So this episode, we are going to be addressing our lovely student midwives. So as you know, being a student midwife is
tough.
Yeah, it really is. It's actually not easy. I feel like obviously everyone starts midwifery at a different age, but I feel like majority is always young people. Yeah. I would say maybe ranging. What age do we start uni? Is it 20? I think it's 20.
Is it? To 1920
till about 23. So it's in your young prime days where
your youthful age.
You're having fun, you're getting lit,
Are you though?
Yeah. So I feel like it can be difficult as I can only speak because we started young, so we can only speak
from our experience.
And our prime days. I feel like started midwifery in my prime days, and sometimes watching all your friends that study something different, who have their weekends off whilst you're on placement, living life sometimes can make you actually think
12 and a half hours on paid labour.
Is it actually worth it?
Yeah. No. Especially when first year, when you just started placement and it was freshers week and everyone's out and you now have night shift or day shift and you're thinking I'm not even getting paid.
Yeah.
And for many of us, for me, I had never worked a long shift like that before in my life. So to come on to 12 and a half hours
was a lot.
It was tough.
My longest shift before was only 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah. And I thought that was long.
I thought that was long.
Yeah.
But no.
There were times I was working 4-hour shifts.
Yeah,
same.
When I used to work in Tesco, I used to do 4 hours. I used to do 4 till 8. And then come home.
Be on my merry way.
Yeah, literally.
It was hard. So
it's difficult. It's really difficult.
What would you say was something you'd learn as a student midwife that you don't think anyone else in other courses would have
learned?
Yeah, or something they wouldn't have kind of gotten through that experience.
I feel like what in terms of myself, like about myself, or just like
in general.
I think midwifery taught me anyways. I feel like me studying this course taught me that I can definitely do anything I put my mind to.
Right.
I think because I came into the course knowing quite literally nothing. You know, I did know what it consisted of course, but that's not even a fraction like of what you actually experience when you do come into placement. And like you said, hadn't worked 12-hour shift before, hadn't obviously delivered a baby before, haven't even been present for a delivery or anything like that. I never really connected with anyone that was pregnant. I think at the time, the only person that was probably like close to me that would have been pregnant was my cousin, but literally wasn't really like involved in her pregnancy too tough. So I didn't really have too much of an idea. But I really had to set my mind to say like, I can do this in order. I feel like if I didn't place myself in that mindset where it's like, I can do this, and it's literally, you have to force yourself.
You do.
You really do have to force yourself. It doesn't just come to you. Like, passion is not enough for midwifery. Passion alone, let me say, isn't enough. Like, you need to be resilient. You need to be disciplined.
That was my other word. I think
this course, it really is not easy. It isn't. But I think that's what I learned.
Agree,
I learned that, you know, anything I put my mind to, I can do.
I was literally going to say that. So I was going to say it taught me resilience and discipline. Like, because it's hard, like, to, you know, balance just lectures and then placement and then just having a life in general. So it was like being disciplined enough to know this, I'm going to spend this time studying, I'm going to go to placement, and even though it's hard and I don't understand, I'm going to see it through. I'm not going to fall asleep on a night shift. I'm just going to push through. So it definitely taught me a lot of discipline. And I feel like that's carried out through. I mean, it is what we do now, but it's kind of showed itself in other aspects of my life as well. Organization skills.
Oh my gosh.
It has taught me a lot about organization skills. Things I didn't even know I could do, but now, again, it shows up in other parts of my life. So I'd say that. And I don't think not everyone that does business or law necessarily will get that.
Especially to the level that we did as well.
Yeah. And then those people probably tend to learn when they get a job and stuff like that.
Literally.
Okay, well, talk us through your journey as a student.
Oh gosh, I think as a student, like I said, I feel like first year was like a dummy phase. Definitely. Like, I feel like you literally come in, you have no idea like what you're doing. Like, and I remember coming into placement a lot of the time in first year and just thinking, what is even happening?
Like, you attend to say you've attended. That was it.
Literally, like, what is even going on? And I feel like now that I'm also a qualified midwife as well, like, having a first year student isn't always easy because you know they're not going to understand everything, but you're trying your best. Like, I try my best to teach them, but I don't want to like overload them at the same time, because I know that they're not going to have a clue what's going on, or they're not going to have an idea of half of the things that I'm saying, which is okay in first year because, like I said, you're literally fresh, you're new, you're just coming on. But it's so difficult to teach them, and it's like, I don't want to overload you, but then I don't want you to also feel like I'm ignoring
not teaching you.
And I felt like that sometimes in first year, like, oh, this midwife just doesn't want to, you know, teach me anything, you know.
And I think that's a big thing. Like, even sometimes when I do speak to the students that we sometimes work with, sometimes some of them feel like, oh, this so and so, like, I feel like I don't get the best learning outcome from this person. But I think it's hard being a midwife and then also being some sort of teacher as well, because like you said, we don't know what's too much for you and what's not. So and also in an emergency situation, I don't necessarily have the time to kind of
especially
tell you, okay, I'm doing this because this is
so
happening.
Difficult.
Yeah, it's so difficult. So it's like after the fact, then we can kind of talk about it. But it is definitely different, like being a student and thinking that, oh my God, like, why is this midwife not telling me anything? Or, oh, I don't understand this. But not. And then now being a midwife and you're like, being in that busy environment and thinking, damn, like, I haven't had time to...
And I feel like as a student, when you are a student, you're not... I'm not saying it has to be taught because it obviously just comes with the job, but you're not taught how to teach.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Being a midwife,
because you're too busy learning for yourself, as a midwife. So it's like you become a midwife, and it's like, okay, you have to now teach as well, and especially when you're new. When we were preceptors as well, I know,
it's hard.
Well, I heard that we weren't actually meant to have students as preceptors, but
apparently you're not supposed to. But it happens.
Anyways. But I was finding it difficult because I was like, I'm trying to like manage things myself. I'm trying to like, go through my own checklist, make sure I'm doing everything right. Yeah. And then I've got a student with me
who's trying to learn,
and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to teach a student, but at the same time,
I'm trying to find my own 2 feet as well.
I do try my best, like to kind of like, if I do have the time, obviously, like I said, sometimes situations can be very heightened and there's emergencies and you have to move very quickly. But when I do have time, I do try to ask my students like, right, what do you want to learn today? What do you not know? What do you know? And I try and get them to do things.
Yeah,
but
and I
agree
difficult. As well. Yeah, it is very difficult.
But yeah, going back to your question, like I feel like first year was like sort of like a, like a dummy phase, kind of just following the midwife, a lot of note taking. And then second year I felt was the most difficult. I don't know about you, but oh my goodness, I don't know if any other midwife agrees, but I feel like second year was
the worst.
Hell.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my goodness, second year was a lot. And then we had to do the out of midwifery, which I'm sorry, I absolutely hated that out of midwifery. What did you do for yours?
I think I still did midwifery.
Did you not do that?
No way. You mean like the gynae? Yeah. Oh yeah, the gynae. I was fine. I had colposcopy.
I did that. That bit was okay, but it was a bit boring.
It was boring. I was holding it back, but you said it. It was boring.
It was a bit boring. The colposcopy.
But it was, for me, it was a nice break to the chaos that we faced every day.
Really?
So although it was a bit like, it was definitely a much slower pace, and I was like,
it was a bit boring.
I just took it as it was. I was like, how long was that? 2 weeks? No.
Yeah, well, in total it wasn't 2 weeks. Well, I don't know about you guys because we did different unis, but in total, I think ours in total was like 6 weeks.
No,
in
we
total,
did not
but
do that
it
long.
was separated.
No,
so we did like 2 weeks of like a certain placement, and then like later on down the year we did another 2, and then it was another 2. Because NNU counted as well though.
Yeah. So then it would have been 4. So I did 2 weeks NNU, 1 week colposcopy, 1 week gynae.
Oh yeah. So I did 2 weeks I did a week in theatres in a specific hospital. I loved it. I actually liked it. I liked it so much that I became a healthcare assistant there as a student.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. You did yours in
theatre. Yeah, I loved it. It was a different hospital that we worked in, but I loved it there. I loved the teams. I loved it so much. I stayed literally as a healthcare assistant, and I started doing a lot of bank shifts there. But yeah, loved it. Oh my gosh, I did urology, which I didn't like. The nurse was so rude to me. She was so rude. No, I'm thinking about it now. Do you know why? Because you almost made me cry.
Oh.
Yeah.
What happened?
That bad as a student. I was that bad. She was just so rude. Like, I felt like she wasn't giving me the space to learn. Like, it was in urology. So urology is all about like the bladder and all of that. Sorry, I'm not a nurse or urology expert. So guys, forgive me if I'm not saying the right thing. But I remember going in there, and I remember like every question I would ask, like she would just kind of like shut me down. Like I remember actually one point I actually asked her, can I ask you a question? And she was like, no. And I thought she was joking. She wasn't joking. I don't know if it's because I was a student midwife and she was just thinking, oh, you're not gonna get anything from this
anyway. So she's just kind of brushing you. Yeah, that's rude,
like
though.
just dashed me to the side like, oh my gosh, you're so rude to me. I literally remember thinking, I don't even want to be here. I don't have to be here. This is not even what I want to do. So like,
why am I here type of thing.
Yeah, and I was in second year. Second year was already so stressful. I was thinking, I don't need to be here. Yeah, she was so rude. So
second year was
this,
hell.
Like, you made me sad.
You
made me sad.
Look at me now.
Yeah, second year was hell. And third year I loved.
Did you?
I loved third year. I mean, the stresses of getting births was a lot, but I loved third year because I felt like at third year I was in my prime.
Yeah,
I understood everything that was going on. It felt like I would, you're closest to qualify, but it felt like I'm there now.
I finally know what I'm doing,
and I was able to like act upon what I've learned.
I agree.
I was able to work collaboratively with the midwife, so it didn't always feel like you were a student. Kind of felt like you were midwife 2.0.
And then to 2.0, honestly, to add to it as well, and just kind of what you just said as well, I feel like you're seen differently when you're a third year student. So like when you're first year, you shy away because you think you're just first year. When you get to third year, they have some sort of confidence in you, and that boosts your confidence, and you're like, like I got this, I can do this. You're even telling them, oh, I want this patient and stuff like that. I agree.
So it was nice. And some midwives that were able to like kind of leave me do some things on my own, obviously supervised of course, but they would like allow me to like
you have a bit more freedom to just do. So
third year was great. Third year my favorite, second year the worst, and first year I would say in the middle.
I totally agree. I thought my first year I was like, oh, this is the uni that people talk about. Like I thought walk in a park. I didn't feel the stress of placement or anything like that in uni. First year I enjoyed it. Second year hit me like a bus. Second year was hell for me,
and the expectation is so much different in second year. I remember my first shift second year. I remember I'd never done fluids before. I'd never like prepped or anything. My first shift, I literally came in and the midwife was like, right, come on, prep these fluids. I was like, what? Little me, I'm just here to observe you. Like, so yeah, but that woke me up in second year. I was like, right, I need to now get my game on.
And academically as well. I think for my uni, I feel like the topics or the modules we did were quite intense, and it was the heaviness of placement and having that. Second year was hell for me, to the point where at some point I didn't know if I'd make it to third year.
And we had way more exams, I think,
so
in second year
much
as well.
more. And my friends will attest to this. I almost died in second year.
The only good thing I would say about second year is not really relevant like that, but I would say second year is when I feel like I made a lot more friends though. I would say in second year. In first year I kind of shied away from making friends, but in second year at uni was when I like...
See, I'm different, but I feel like I can get along with anyone.
But you also stayed in your that's the thing.
You
I think it's a little bit easier to make friends when you stay at uni accommodation. But I was at home, so I was only seeing them at uni. So it was really second year where I actually felt like, I've actually made friends. And just to like touch on friends a little bit though, it's so important, especially I think that you have midwife friends, basically, because no one else is going to understand it the way your friends are going to understand it that are also midwives. Like when you vent to your friends that are not midwives, they're not going to be able to relate. They're not going to understand like when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you're burnt out from doing midwifery or studying midwifery. Like it's only your midwifery friends that are gonna understand. Like I'd say if there's one advice I'd give, like I'd say, listen, find your batch. Make a mate. Even if it's just one, make a friend. Because this course can get lonely. Honestly. Like I said, like in the beginning, like lonely. Watching all your friends like just go to their lectures and come home, and then they can chill for the rest of the day, and they can, I know they obviously have exams and assignments too, but it's not as intense. Like honestly speaking, it's just it's not as intense as studying midwifery. So sometimes watching your friends being able to relax in times when you can't, when your friends are sleeping, you're there awake, working,
jogging.
Literally, jogging. You're out here, like especially in first year, like when it was your first time, like I'd never done a night shift before. So like while watching just all your friends asleep, your friends are getting ready to go out, you're getting ready to go placement. It's like, so when you have a friend that you does that with you, it helps a lot.
Definitely. It
just makes it, even in the job.
Yeah. Even in the job. Listen, I have some midwife friends and I love them.
I love them with insight. They're one of my bestest friends. And me and Olivia met in midwifery. So, and look at us now. We've known each other for years.
You literally think we fill out the womb together.
We honestly bond like no other.
Yeah. And a big part of it is to do with The trauma bonding.
Yeah, no, honestly,
The
it's actually trauma
bonding.
bonding because you can all trauma dump on each other about how stressed you are and how burnt out you are, and obviously you understand each other.
And quite literally, if I have a hard shift, I literally just call Claudia and be like, oh, you won't be. Even today, I was telling her, I was like, you won't believe that. Like, I can't call my other friends that don't do this. They don't.
Like,
they're
they
just
might
like
be good listeners,
but they're just like, oh,
they're
like, oh, well, sorry, and you're like, I don't need that. I just need you to
understand what I'm
coming from. But definitely important to have friends, and even through your assignments and stuff, someone to bounce off ideas with each other. With my uni friends, we'd always used to do like a library session every now and then.
Oh, I miss our library session. Oh, my library girls, I miss you. Oh, I miss my library session.
It was so helpful. I learned better in a group setting, I think, and I think it's just a bit competitiveness, because when I know someone is doing it, I'm like, I need to pick up because you don't have two brains.
And when you see your friend being serious, it's like a pick me up, like, let me, pick the pace up. But me, I feel for myself, I feel like I was focused, I think, but it did help, like having my friends to revise, especially with exams, having them to revise and practice with was most definitely helpful, and just having, I think, a support system in general is really helpful. I remember my first night shift, my mum packed me a blanket, like just like my baby's first day out, she really was like my baby's first day out. Like, she packed me a blanket, she made me dinner as well. I remember my auntie used to do it as well. She'd literally they pack me a blanket. She's like, it might be cold, when you're sleeping, here's a blanket.
And your mum would understand, because she obviously works in the hospital as well.
And obviously I moved in with my auntie as a student, so I remember my first shift, day shift, like actual ever 12-hour shift, I came home, I was shattered. Like, I think I don't even know, someone had pinned you down and beat you up. You would have thought that I'd been dragged across the floor and literally abused. But I'd barely done anything that day.
And it's just been alert for that long.
Exhausted. I came home and I collapsed. And I remember my auntie being like, no, like, you can't get on the bed yet. Like, you just come back from hospital. And obviously, I'm not used to like working in the hospital, so it didn't come like straight away. My auntie was like, no, you can't get on the bed. Like, you've got to go shower quickly, take your clothes off. And obviously, it was COVID, was still around.
Especially, so you heard
so I was like, no, you can't just take your clothes off, like, get in the shower. But she was so nice to me. Like, she made me my dinner. Like, it was like being a baby again. I remember in first year, like, I really feel like my family did really kind of big
but that's good though, because you need that support, especially your first year, you don't know anything else. So that's good.
That was really good.
So I said second year hit me like a truck. Third year for me was a bit better, but I think because of how difficult I found second year, I was on my Zoom when it came to third year. I was like, I don't want a repeat. And I think in my head, I just always assumed third year will be the hardest year, so I was just like, I need to be on it. And because I was so on it, it was easier. Because I was like, making sure everything was on time. I was on job, because I was like, I want to finish, and I want to finish on time, and like, I can't do this one more again. So second year is the worst. I think we can all agree to that. Second year
is, I think we can definitely agree on that. Second year was not my friend. Was not my mate.
Third year, I think the most difficult thing about third year was getting your births in. So for those of you that don't know, to be able to qualify to get onto the NMC register, you need 40 births alongside other things. How many hours is it? 2,300?
So 2,300. You need 2,300 hours. You need 40 births. You have to look after 40 women in labour. Was it 40 postnates as well?
No, it's 100 postnates.
Oh my gosh,
100
and
antenates and 100 newborns.
So guys, it's not easy.
It's not. But the thing is as well, one thing I would say is, looking after these 100 women, you definitely look after more than 100 women. You do. Guys, when you have 12-hour shift and you're actually giving care and having the time to then get actually out your book to
write
document,
down all the details,
because you had to document. And I think for me, I found that to be the longest part of placement. Because once I got my head around it, I would get there. Okay, cool, let's do it. I will look after. I mean, if you have a bay, you're looking after 7-8 women, so that's already 8 in one day. Some may go and come, so then you've got at least 10. But going home, or like at the end of my 12.5-hour shift, I should sit there and write
and then
about them
shyly
one by
bring
one.
my book to the midwife. Like,
who is rushing to go home?
And you're like, you're just coming.
One foot is out the door already, and I'm like, can you please sign my book?
That was my issue. I think it took me a while to build that confidence to like bring my book to that supervisors. Like, it was difficult because it's like, I don't want to feel like I'm annoying you. Like, even though it's what we should be doing. Like, I don't want to feel like we're annoying you. And then finding that moment, but when they're
always
busy,
felt like a daunting task. Yeah,
it did feel like a daunting task. I feel like antenatally was easier for me because you sit in the room with them, you see every patient, you talk as you go along. Sometimes there's a gap. So antenatal, I remember I finished my antenatals very, very quickly, but the postnatal and the labor was just so difficult to get signed for me. I think it was just that confidence of actually like asking for your book to be signed. But now they have eMoras, which is online now, so it's completely different. I don't have experience with that. I've only obviously signed off for students,
and I actually honestly think that the book was easier.
Was so much easier.
Even though it was
hard.
What
you're signing, it's in your face, like everything's written before you.
And also, even though it was that getting that confidence to ask, I can literally come to you and be like, please may you sign my book. If you're leaving, I will run with you and be like, can you sign my book? But I guess with the online thing, if they're not there and they haven't, I guess, approved, that kind of makes it harder. Because I've heard that there's a new thing now that we're going to have to approve what they sign on our part of it.
Oh, okay.
So it's good because then you know exactly what you're doing, but it's long because that means in your
work.
Exactly. So it's just the balance of it. But yeah, guys, getting your 40 births in was difficult. Because you think, 40, calm, you can do it. But it's not actually always hard. The way.
But I feel like everyone said this to us, and I feel like student midwives probably hear it all the time. Your births is the least of your worries.
You will get it.
You will get it. Like we've said in previous videos, like delivering the baby is the tip of the iceberg. It's literally, I don't want to say the easiest thing because it's not an easy thing to do, but it's so minute compared to what you actually need to know. If you don't know your knowledge about labor, birth, postpartum in general, forget about the delivery of the birth. There's no point because
you don't even know the anatomy.
Knowledge is what even leads up to actually delivering a baby. If you do not know, if you do not have any knowledge on what happens or what occurs before you get to delivering the baby, when it comes to delivering the baby, you know nothing. You know nothing. And it's easy to just say,
I got
hands-on, perineal, actual traction and come out. But right, if you now have a PPH, what do you do? If a lady's temperature is raised in labour, what do you do?
Some people don't even know goes up. What examine do you do? The perineum.
Reading the CTG, vaginal examinations, all those things that you actually need to consider before even getting to delivering the baby. Yeah. So that is one thing I would say to the students is, listen, put your births at the back of your mind. Have it in your mind, but put it at the back.
And also,
know everything else first.
Push will come to shove. When you do reach that third year and you've got everything else, you will get those births. Babies. You will get them. No matter what, you will get them.
You will get them.
But I understand. I've been there where you're panicking because
you think you're not going to get it.
Exactly. And I remember as well for me, when I was coming to my end of my third year, was it third year? I feel like I had a holiday book. I want to say it was third year. And I was so determined that I wanted to finish my births by then. And it wasn't looking promising at one point. And I was like, no. I've already booked my ticket. This is supposed to be my reward. And it's so stressful. But then literally one shift, I got 3. And I was like, oh. And then you're already there. So you will get it, guys. Yeah, be patient with yourself. And like Claudia said, know your knowledge, know your stuff as well. Know your stuff. Because there's nothing scarier than being qualified and having not a clue what you're doing. Like being so lost. Like nothing scarier. Yeah. You need to know. Because at the end of the day, when you qualify, you've got 2 lives in your hand. So that knowledge is really important. Yeah.
What apart from what we said, just kind of like jumping off of what we said, what if a student was standing in front of you today? What advice would you give them? Like, what would you say to a student? I know there's so much you can say. But
there is. I'm trying to narrow it down in my head.
Main things that you would say to a student.
Be confident. In the simplest form, be confident. Trust in yourself and your ability. If you've learned and you know your knowledge, you do it. And also confidence carries so much weight. Like if you walk into a room and you're shy, the woman can sense that energy off you. Even as a qualified midwife, like I remember telling myself on my first shift, I'm like, okay, like she does not know it's your first shift. Like you need to be confident.
Act like you've been here before.
Honestly, act like you've been here before.
Act like you've been here before.
And honestly, like when you have that confidence on you, they put confidence in you, and just by that already, you do better, you perform better. So, be confident. Know your stuff though.
Yeah, know your stuff.
Be confident.
Just jumping on your point about be confident. Be confident for sure, because I feel like there's a certain way you have to behave as a midwife, and some women, a lot of women even, are coming in and having a baby for the first time. So if you're not confident and you're not sure,
they're not going to have trust.
They're not going to trust you. They're not going to feel safe.
Yeah.
But I would say as a student, be confident, but always be willing to learn.
Yes.
Because you can be confident, but that confidence can also, the overconfidence can also get you in trouble.
100%.
So
agree.
I would say be confident, but always be willing to learn. If a midwife is telling you, okay, this is how we do it, don't be back chatting them saying, wow, this is how you sit there and you listen. You can ask questions, of course. Ask questions. 100%. I love when students ask me questions because it shows me that you're willing to learn and you're interested. But don't try and
think you're
surpass your midwife.
That's the best way to put it.
I think the best way is to always just be willing to learn. As a student, there's always going to be something you don't know. Even as a midwife, I still learn till today.
Yeah, and that's
other midwives teach me till 100%. Today.
In this profession, midwifery, healthcare, medicine, you're always learning.
There's
always something new. There's always, things are changing all the time. So that carries out through as well.
So
you're always
you have
learning.
to practice that as a student, that willingness to learn. Show interest. Because I'm not gonna lie. I would say as a midwife, as I'm qualified, I will be so honest. I hate a student that comes and sits next to me and doesn't say a thing. I'm so sorry. It might sound really, really harsh, but I really don't like it. Even if your question is something you already know, ask me. Just, it shows me you're interested.
Yeah, because
say something.
It's hard to teach someone when there's no willingness to learn.
You're not showing me.
Because as much as I'm supposed to teach you, you're here to learn. Yeah. You're here for your learning. And I think loads of people don't prioritize their learning actually. They just come in for the sake of it, just to say, I've done this shift, I've done
to
this.
get your hours signed.
But actually, if I'm doing something for the first time and you've never seen it before, I want you to ask me, oh, how comes you did that? Or what is that? Because more time you will do this and then you'll turn around and ask them a question and they're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. And it's like,
but you were here.
Yeah.
And it's like, I used to learn like that by asking questions, seeing a midwife doing something and then asking them, oh, why did you do that? And then once they tell me, it sticks with you.
Yeah.
So the next time someone else does something,
I'm
you
like,
know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or if a midwife asks you to do something or asks you a question, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know
Definitely
what I mean?
Ask. Don't feel shy to.
One thing I will also say is, guys, don't pretend to know something if you don't know it. Don't pretend. I'm telling you,
not laugh.
You're better off saying I
don't know. Literally.
So I can teach you.
Because when you think you
know, if you tell me, for example, you know how to catheterize, I will tell you to do it.
100%.
I will not sit there and let you sit there. I'm gonna tell you to do it.
Because why not?
So, and if you actually don't know how to do it, we're both gonna be looking at each other like this. So, if you don't know how to do something, guys, it's okay to say you don't know. Yeah, that's it.
It is okay
to say
you don't know. You're here to learn.
You're here to learn. This is the whole point about
and
being a student.
Feel embarrassed too, because also whatever thing, for example, going off the catheter, you're doing it to a patient, a human. So if you don't know how to do it, tell me you don't know how to do it, so we can teach you.
We can learn.
Like
and we can
do it together. Exactly. So yeah, don't feel embarrassed to ask questions. There is literally no stupid question. Like in your head, it might feel like, oh my god, I'm in second year, I should have known this already. I don't want to ask, but just ask. It's okay. It's better you ask when you're a student than when you're qualified. And you've got your own patient, and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
So yeah,
definitely ask. How was your supervisors? So we had supervisors. So in first, second and third year, you have a supervisor that's basically assigned to you. It's kind of your mentor, basically, that's assigned to you for each year. How was yours?
First year, I never met them.
Thanks for confessing that, Olivia.
I never met them. Can't catch me now.
I hear it.
No, I never met them, but it was during COVID and they never bothered. I think I must have emailed one time. No one got back to me. I said I tried. Second year, I met them maybe like twice, like towards the beginning of the year and then towards the end of the year. And they were fine. And if I'm being honest, I don't think they were too bothered.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you think they're helpful?
No.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Respectfully,
You're just there to get your book signed.
Literally. And I remember this, my second year, because remember I said I went through mud in my second year. Yeah. So to just get that sign off, I was so happy. And I remember I was there for like 5 minutes. If that. They don't bother. You prepare so much thinking that, just, they don't. Yeah. And then they just, and I was like, you know what? Fair enough. Went about my day. Third year was a little bit more, but I think because third year you're coming to an end, you're making sure you're ticking all your boxes, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. But yeah, to answer your question, they were okay, I guess, but I don't think I got the full capacity and experience of what they're supposed to do. I don't know whether, again, we trained during COVID. Loads of things were so different. So I don't know whether things fell off during that time. But
a lot of things changed during COVID, I guess. My supervisors were okay. I met all of them. My second year one was my favourite. Loved her down. I just feel like there's a better way. I think we can do the supervisor thing. Because I feel like you bond and learn more with those that you actually work with on the day-to-day basis, 100%. So your supervisor isn't always someone that you're going to work with clinically. So a lot of the time they don't even know you. They haven't seen you work. Example. So they just go off of what someone else has written
in your book.
So I feel like it's almost better to just get someone that's actually seen you work to sign your book. I don't know. For me, I feel like that just makes more sense because that person can genuinely vouch and say, I have seen you do this and that. Yeah, agreed. So I don't... Agreed. Yeah, I feel like it's so...
They weren't, But I guess things need to be changed, really, don't they? But, and getting your hours in, how did you find that?
I was okay, hours-wise. I think I went over in first year. I think. Okay. Yeah. So in first year I went over my hours. So I think we're meant to do like 500 and something.
I'm not sure how much you would do.
I can't remember how much it was a year. I might be wrong.
Isn't it like 800?
No, I can't remember what it was.
Because in total we have to do...
Anyway, I had like 900 hours in first year. I don't know how.
900? Yeah. I think it's like 700-800.
I went over in first year. So by the time I got to second year and third year, I was okay. It was the births that kept me on. Till the end of the course. I still finished on time, but all my hours were done. Like everything was done. All I needed was my births. I remember when I got my last delivery, I went home at 1 a.m.
Because why not? And you know what? A lot of people use that.
Why am I staying here? I was done with everything. Yeah. And literally, I went home at 1 a.m.
That's good.
So hours-wise, I was okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was over by a little bit, but that was... first year, I wasn't over hours. I think we started our placement late in first year because of COVID. So I think I did okay. Second year, I missed a few shifts, so I had to kind of make up for them in my third year. But I still finished on time. I think I finished first week of August. I was finished.
I finished last week of August.
Really?
Yeah, I was there till the very end. No. Because my last couple of placements were in community. So I only had like my last 3 weeks on delivery suite were literally at the end of my course.
So
and I was not going to get most of my...
I finished first week of August. I remember I even ended with 42. That was a bit greedy.
That was greedy. How greedy. So I was just about got 40. How damn greedy.
And I remember the 42nd one. I just remember thinking, I don't need this, man. Why am I here?
Was there no student you could have handed it to?
There was actually no one. There was actually no one. And I got 41 and 42 in the same night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, I did the 41st and I was like, oh yeah,
I literally got my 40 and said, I'm going home.
Yeah, no. I was like, that's my insurance baby. Just in case anything, I've got one extra. And then there was a motive came through pushing. They're like, any students? I was like, It's me. It's me. And I was like, yeah, let me just go. And I just remember thinking, I don't need this, man. But hey,
might as well. Yeah. I just about got my 40. I remember I went over like everything else, like my labour, woman looked cared for in labour, my antenatals.
I mean, you must have.
My antenatals, I had so much, I just stopped signing it because I had so
I
many.
Can't lie.
I had like 170.
Yeah, no.
I had so many.
After I did all of them till about 110, 115, and then I left it.
I stopped.
Because I was like, what's the point? I've got a few extras just in case there's any miscounting or whatever. But yeah, I stopped. I was just like, like...
Fair enough. Did you have any bad experiences with any, like...
As a student? I think... As in, like, what, with patients? Or...
No, I mean, like...
In general, yeah. I think I experienced some... I don't want to say microaggression, but some... You know how, like...
I feel like I know it. It's so difficult.
Okay, cool. I think as a student, especially in first year, there were definitely various points of my training where people had spoken to me and I felt like they were only speaking to me that way because...
You were black.
Yeah. Like, I saw the indifference with how some students were being treated. Like, there's some of my peers were loved by some of these midwives, senior midwives at that. And they were, like, favoured and kiki, kaka. Oh, yeah, there's a woman, you go here. Or, like, they weren't as harsh on them. And then little old me, that I was so shy in first year. And, you know, I could be shy sometimes as well. So I'm just... And, you know... I see that and I thought, okay, cool, like we must be cool, and then they act so different towards you and you're like, oh, okay, so I can't come and talk to you like that because clearly there's something going on. So I definitely feel like there was a little bit of, I don't know whether it was on purpose or not, but I do feel like there was a little bit of maybe systematic racism in the blood.
It's definitely... Like, it's obviously hard to prove someone's racist, but then it always gets you thinking, like, well, what is the difference between
and that was the thing. It's like, but what are we doing wrong? We're both like, what is it? And
I feel like it's always drilled in our heads as black women and black people in general that we always have to work harder. I don't think it should be the case, but you kind of see why you do have to work harder, because I definitely feel like your mistakes and your wrongdoings are highlighted a little bit more,
and they come down harder on you.
You know, the little things that we do, you know, like just generally or culturally as well, sometimes can be seen as like rude, disrespectful, improper. So yeah, I even think even down to like what my hair used to look like. I remember like someone making a very microaggressive comment about my hair, and I just remember thinking,
what was it?
Do you know what? I don't know. I don't want to say it was racist, or I don't want to say like, I don't know. I feel like some people speak without thinking. I think it was just one of those situations, but then I just thought,
why are you
like,
saying
I remember
that?
having my locks and like her literally swinging it and being like, I mean, like,
you're good because you're not touching my hair.
Is this heavy? Like, and I just thinking,
is it not on my head?
Swing your person that has the same skin color as you over there. Do you be swinging her ponytail, asking her if her ponytail is real?
You're better than me because you are not touching my hair.
And I remember her just asking like, oh, what, are you sure you can work with this hair? Like, is it not too heavy? And I just remember thinking, if I'm coming to placement with this hair, clearly I can work with this hair. So I'm gonna need you to keep. But you know, as a student, I can't lie. Let me not lie.
You just keep quiet.
There, I was a bum lick. Okay. Hey, I was a bum lick.
Because you got to sign my book.
Because I'm trying to get my book signed. I'm trying to complete this course in peace. So I used to take anything and everything.
And I think
even if I felt like a midwife was mean to me,
zilch. And that's
even if I felt like a midwife was being unfair to me, I'd keep it quiet. And even though it's not the fairest way to work, and it shouldn't be, because some midwives are really rude to students.
They are really
let me
rude.
just put it
They
out
are
there.
really
Some midwives are horrible to students and forget that they were actually
student
a student
once upon a time.
We all were students once upon a time. But when I was a student, like, I was like, I'm never speaking up.
And
I
I
don't
did
want to
the
be that
same.
person where the midwife is trying to get kicked off the course because I gave her a little bit of attitude, or I told her I didn't like the way she spoke to me.
That was the same.
I was just like, yeah, I'm a bumsock. I'm just going to be a bumlick, and I'm going to take it.
That's true. I've done that too.
What else can I do?
Various situations, and you just feel like you can't speak up. And also, you're like, oh, I can't speak up because then you're going to look at me that way. Yeah. You're going to tell the colleagues. Now, everyone's going to look at me that way. Whenever I walk in a room, it's going to be... So it's just easier to...
I'm not going to lie, it does work like that, because whenever you hear about a student done something, it does come to you, even if you
it spreads like
even
wildfire.
If you weren't there on the day, you will always hear about it.
I could have been on annual leave for 2 months and
the
still
subject that, oh, this is the student that got rude to so and so. This is the student that didn't. But
it literally spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
So yeah, as a student, there's loads of situations I just keep my mouth shut because again, I just said, and also it's kind of embedded in you. I don't know about you, but my mum will just be like, don't mind anyone if they say anything to you. Just focus on what you're supposed to do it and go home. So because of that, I feel like a lot of us will just deal with it and just go home. And whereas other counterparts might not.
Sorry, but there are midwives that feed off that authority that
100%.
They can like potentially get you in trouble, or potentially get you kicked off a course.
And it gives them some
and
sort
it gives
of
some people
vim.
a vim,
and I don't know why.
And you are gonna just, unfortunately, there's just people like that in life that you are gonna bump into. But as a student, I will tell you, it's not worth it.
No.
I'm sorry. I would say if it comes to like very serious matters, definitely speak up for yourself. If you feel like someone's being racist to you, for example, someone's, continuously showing microaggressions, genuinely treating you unfairly, and making your experience hell. Oh yeah, speak up, speak to someone, tell someone, but go through the necessary channels. Go to your supervisor, go to your clinical practice, CPFs, your clinical practice teachers. Go through the necessary channels. Don't bother going to war with that midwife or whoever it is.
No, don't go to whoever was in charge, coordinating. It doesn't do anything.
Bother.
Email your uni, in fact, let them know.
Go through the necessary channels.
Do it properly as well. If you're going to do something, do it properly. So they can't say, oh, well, you did and that. Yeah. Listen. But yeah, we've all been there. We've taken something on the chin.
We've all taken things upon the chin.
But yeah, I think that was my negatives. And I came across some really lovely midwives that some people, I just felt like, just seeing them on the shift, I'm like, okay, I'm okay. Like, someone's here that will be nice to me. But it's just sad that you will, but I feel like you will always find
in every workplace, I feel like there's just always one
Karen, they call them there.
That you just want to hold by the sengle. But being a student midwife, I feel like
it toughens your skin for sure.
It really does. Yeah. I mean, I think in general, there is a large bullying culture sometimes, cliquey culture in midwifery. However, as a student, you've got to learn how to really just put yourself to the side and just do tunnel vision. Remember why you're there. Because let me tell you something, once you get your pin, no one can chat to you.
No one can say pin.
Just save that attitude for when you get your pin. Because I feel like I'm a completely different person.
Yeah, because what are you going to do to me now?
As a student, I was very mute,
quiet.
Yeah, but with my pin, no.
Because now
you're not going to talk to me upside down. Because I got my pin now. Yeah. So
me and you are on the same register. What now? Like,
I definitely do think. But as a student midwife, I will also say, find something outside of midwifery that you enjoy, that keeps you sane. Because you will constantly feel like you're in hospital. You'll constantly feel like you're in assignments, you're at uni, like you will literally drown. Find something that will help you get your mind off midwifery for a while until you have to go back again. When you have the time to potentially take a break, go on holiday, use it. Because
a break is refreshing.
It's necessary. It's refreshing as well. And I would definitely say that because that is needed.
Yeah. I feel like also, because we trained out during COVID, I feel like our experiences different to I guess the students now or the students before. I think a lot of things were different for us. A lot of things were more strict, would you say? Or were things more lenient?
I think a little bit more lenient, you know, because I feel like, again, everyone was adjusting to like all these new rules. I remember at uni, for example, now, remember, if you wanted like an extension for your assignment,
that's true,
you had to provide evidence. But during COVID, you didn't have to provide anything. You could literally apply for extenuating circumstances without even telling them what the circumstances was. So in that case, we had that. And then obviously we had at-home lectures. We also had at-home exams.
Yeah. Online exams, essays and stuff like that.
You never get that today.
Yeah.
But,
okay, cool, yeah.
So I'd say in terms of that, it was a little bit more lenient, but that definitely made it more difficult to learn.
100%.
Definitely.
100%.
It was the first time a lot of the lecturers and... Well, it was the first time.
It was, yeah. And also
that we were experiencing something like COVID. And it was the first time for us. So there was a lot. I remember we were masked up in our first year. My skin was so bad because of those masks. I hated them.
I can't remember what my skin was like. Actually, yes.
My skin was terrible. But yeah, we were masked up PP all the time.
It's insane. That feels like such a lifetime ago. Jeez.
Literally.
But yeah, no, we changed and yeah, you're right. The rules were a bit more loose, I guess, because no one knew when the end was coming.
Yeah, so
yeah, but
those rules stopped for us. I think end of second year.
Yeah.
What?
Third year they
bossed up after second year. They say, yeah, we're not joking with you guys anymore. No extenuating circumstances.
Done.
If you haven't completed this exam, if you have not finished this assignment, you're out. Done. In my uni, I think after second year, I think we lost like 30 people.
Hey,
so
3-0.
Many people were like dropped out. And then, I don't know if it happened to you, but at one point they were saying if you don't have the COVID vaccine, you can't continue with your course.
Placement,
People because of that. And then after that, they were just like,
they lifted it
fine.
Because so many people were like, no, everyone's fine.
No, but some people actually left because of that. Like, I know there was people
I got one vaccine.
that actually left. I got both of them.
I got one. That was it.
Go on holiday. That was
for holiday, not for your course. Thank you. But
by the time that had already come round, I was already vaccinated.
I literally just got one. And then that was it. And I just didn't get anything else. But yeah, I guess for the students out there, I would say midwifery is tough. Midwifery is hard.
It definitely is.
I also feel like if you have the passion for midwifery, it will be one of the best experiences you will encounter. Like the idea of midwifery, it's so special. I feel like just like looking after the women and delivering women in such vulnerable states is such a special moment, and no birth is the same, like no experience is the same, and you definitely need to have the passion for it. Like I don't think midwifery is something you can just get up and just be like, I just want to become a midwife. I'm just going to do it. I think you
passion definitely needs to be behind it. And I feel like as a midwife, there's certain characteristics that you do have to carry. You need to be kind in this course. You need to be kind. You need to be patient. Because you're going to get patients that will grip you here. It happened to me this week. You will get patients that will grab you and kick you and scream and shout and swear at you when they're in pain. You will get some patients that will just have a bad attitude. You will get patients that have had a bad day and they're taking it out on you. You have to have
partners that will charge at you.
Let's not even get started.
It's a lot you take on. So even your back, your knees will be hurting you.
You need to learn how to be kind. You need to learn how to be patient. You need to learn how to be resilient. Like we said, discipline, and organization. You will drown if you don't organize yourself. And when you get an assignment, when you get an exam, note that date in your calendar. Start preparing when you're going to start the assignment. Set a deadline for when you're going to finish it, because you're going to have so much things going on. You will. You have to organize yourself.
Lose track of something.
So easy.
So yeah, like Claudia said, resilience. Determination as well. Discipline. Those are really important characteristics and things to have. But if you have the passion for it, I believe you can do it. You just have to be determined enough and set your mind to it. And like Claudia said as well, set time out for yourself. remember to celebrate the small wins.
Yes.
Celebrate the small wins, because it will feel like the longest 3 years of your life, but it's going to be so worth it.
Yeah.
So,
and it goes like this.
It does go like this.
3 years.
It goes like this.
Literally when first year blinked, I was finished.
Second year. Third year goes fastest.
Oh, third year is
Third year
speedy.
goes the fastest.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep your head down and like, know your stuff. Like, I can't stress this enough, guys. When you're being taught these lectures, listen. If you don't understand, go back and do it.
Literally, you see them start getting that mini notepad when something happens.
Jot it down.
Jot it down. Read over it. Apply it to your practice, because it's all good knowing. Practice also.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we do have placement. Try and practice. Be proactive.
Exactly.
Like, ask your midwife, can I try this if they're not offering? Because like I said, sometimes we can be so busy we forget that there's even a student there. Ask, can I try this? Can I have a go? Oh, how did you do that? Can I try after you? And there are going to be certain things as a student that you just won't get as a student.
Yeah.
Vaginal examinations, for example.
I
never got that until I was actually qualified.
Same.
And obviously it's kind of mean,
but it's one of those things.
Yeah, it's kind of mean to make the woman go through that twice. So a lot of the times you will not get the opportunity to do a vaginal examination. So read the theory behind it. But yeah, like I said, certain things you won't learn until you qualify. Yeah. Certain things you won't know how to do until you actually do it as well. And you're like, do bear it in mind. Lean on your support system.
Definitely.
I was so grateful to have my support system, because I moved out and I lived with my auntie and she was the best. Honestly,
you say this all the time.
She is honestly.
You're Shayla.
Yeah, I can't. I will cry on this podcast today. She is everything.
Definitely, you do need a support system. Yeah, it is hard and it's tough, but you will get through it.
You will.
Yeah, I think that would be something I would say. Yeah. Knowledge is power. And I think that's been kind of our theme even throughout since we've started this. Like, you need to know. So once you know your stuff, no one can come for you sideways. You know your stuff. So
you don't want to be the topic of the stuff.
Please.
I promise.
My girls.
Whoa.
Read
and
your
boys,
embrace
and
report.
Boys.
And boys as well. Girls and boys. Ladies and gents.
Nurse, please.
Read your stuff. But yeah, I think if I had to give an advice to younger me that was going into the course, I think that would be it. Yeah. And also the good point you made about just being open.
Yeah, just being open. I would just tell younger me to stand up, be confident, walk like you've got this. You got this. And there's gonna be moments where you're gonna feel like I actually don't got this, but you do. You do. You
absolutely do.
You just need to literally just get on with it, because there are gonna be times that are gonna be tough, unavoidably tough. You're just gonna have to get through it.
It's true.
You got to do what you can. Push through. Power through.
Make sure always have your goal in your mind. Like there's a reason.
I know where you're going.
The light is at the end of the tunnel.
And when you do finish that feeling,
hey, you will dance
on top of the world. Oh,
especially when your pin comes through. It's surreal.
Oh my days.
That day that NMC emails you.
Literally, oh my God. I remember screaming that day.
I was like, that is insane. And then you get slapped with painful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Have your £120 ready for you.
Just set it at the side.
At the end, because on top of all the hard work that we do, we pay to keep this job, guys.
Every year,
have your £120.
Mine is even coming up.
Ready? Oh my God, same. Mine's next month.
Same.
Oh my gosh.
Same. £120 for free.
So, guys, have your £120 ready to pay to have your
but you guys have this. You got this. Yeah. Be resilient, and you will all make wonderful midwives,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we might come across you guys one day.
We'll definitely, obviously, this we'll always touch on our subjects 100%. Again and again. This is just, again, another conversation about being the student midwife and, what it was like for us. We're always happy for you guys to, drop us a message if you can. Yeah. And we can give as much advice as we can.
We are here for you guys. So if you, like Claudia says, message us on Instagram, TikTok, email, even comment on our YouTube videos.
Yes.
And we do our best to get back to everyone. Yes. But I think that's it for today.
So thank you guys for listening once again. Yes. And we'll see you on our next episode.
Bye.